Hey, this is Valerie, and this is video number 2. Can you show prospects that you have solutions to their problems? Let's be honest. If somebody calls your office, if a person is looking for care, they have a problem and they need a solution. They don't need a runaround. They don't need the maybe this and the maybe that. They want to know, can you solve my problem? Can you solve my problem? I have a big one, and that is that my mom needs care, and I'm not sure who to turn to. Can you solve my problem? So we already talked about this in video number 1, but sometimes the solutions to problems are also the ways you get real with people. So you need to be honest with dignity about their current situation, be real about their options, be real about what the future holds without being too negative. You need to be the author of written content, the author of educational videos, engaged in your community outreach, and engaged with social media. So those are a lot of ways to show people that you have solutions to their problems. But one of the biggest ways you can do that is by telling your story. And I mentioned this in video number 1, but many of you have a story. You got into elder care, senior care services, home care services, because you've had an experience in your life. And you're so passionate about what you do because of that story, because of that grandparent, because of that parent, that aunt, that uncle, cousin, whoever it was that received care, and you experienced that. Maybe you grew up around nursing homes, or maybe you grew up and your parents owned a home care agency. Whatever your story is, you need to tell it. Because that shows the prospect, the person that you are talking to, or the person who's reading your blog post or your content, shows them that you've been there before. You've seen this happen. You know exactly how they feel. And so, and the reason you started this whole business is to be a solution to their problem. So I encourage you to write your story, tell it. Put it on paper, type it up in a Word document, post it to your website, post it to Facebook, tell your story and get real about it. Put it on your About Us page of your website. You know, some of us do that and in kind of a short form because we think we bore people with our long dissertation about what happened to our family. But you know what? In another place on your website, that story belongs there. You got into this for a reason, or you have a business partner who got into this for a reason. Make sure you tell your stories. Don't worry about being too lengthy or wordy. Tell them about the trials and tribulations that you had, and remind yourself about how awful that time was, or how amazing that time was, and how you found the right home care provider, or you were able to take care of that person yourself, and that's why you started this business. So make sure you tell your story and let your prospects, your clients, the consumers out there know that you have experience with this, and you know how hard it can be, and you know how to solve all their problems. And you may not solve every single one all the way through to completion, but you can at least give their heart some hope, and you can also make sure that their day is a lot better. So you can do this through your blog post content. The calls to action on your website, that's a great place. You know, read our story, or read more about how we got into this business, or whatever you want to say. Put some calls to action on your website that tell the story with compassion about how you understand the challenges these families face and how you can solve their issues. Videos, if you want to be in your own video, or you want to tell the story through PowerPoint like this one, you could do that too. Put some family photos in there and tell your story. Company news. Anytime you're out there supporting an organization like the Alzheimer's Association, if that is one of the things that happened to your family, someone in your life had memory loss issues, make that part of your story. Make the reason that you're at that event part of your story. You support the Alzheimer's Association, or the cancer, or cancer.org, or the American Heart Association, because you had a family member who had that issue. And then authorship, of course. I talk about authorship, and that goes right back to blog post content and company news. And then your newsletter. Have your newsletter once in a while, like once a quarter. Share your story again. It doesn't have to be rewritten every single time, but maybe February is National Heart Month, and maybe you had someone that was close to you. Maybe your father died of a heart attack, or maybe he was disabled because of a heart attack. If that's the case, then share that story during American Heart Month in another way, and how the American Heart Association is near and dear to your heart because this is something that happened to your family. So there are always reasons to share your story and to remind people. Just because it's old news to you doesn't mean it's old news to everybody. There are thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and millions of people out there who don't know your story. There are, maybe 100 clients, 200 clients that do know your story. But what about the thousands of other people who've never heard it? So make sure you share it often. And then with your community outreach, of course, support those organizations that really mean a lot to you, and be present with their fundraisers and things like that. And then on social media, same rule applies. Whenever you share something on your website, it should automatically be shared on your social media. So tell your story. And make sure those calls to action on your website reflect that as well. This is how you show solutions and get real. On your website, right here where it says calls to action, easy to find contact info, make sure that one of your calls to action talks about your about us or our story or whatever. That is a great way to get people involved and understand your level of expertise and knowledge. And your blog content, like I just said, it's never too frequent to share your story. You wouldn't want to share it every day, of course, but you know what? Once a quarter, every time a new event or holiday comes up that reminds you of your story, share it again. It doesn't get old to other people. It's only gets old in your mind. It really refreshes everyone's reflection of why you do what you do, and that's a good thing. What you need to win. You need attitude and willingness to get super visible in your local market. This is true no matter what business you're in. You need a solid online marketing strategy. So many home care agency owners out there do not have a solid online marketing strategy, and it's hurting them every day. The ability to be authentic and share your expertise online is so important. The ability to make time to contribute content, the willingness to learn more and do more with your online marketing, and the ability to invest in your online presence. That's an investment in your business. One of the things that a mergers and acquisitions person told me once is that when a home care agency is looking to sell, of course, it may take them a year or two to get everything in order to get ready to sell, or it may take a few months. But one of the things that is really important when you're starting to sell it is also your online presence. You need to have a good website. You need to have presence in your local area. It's great if you're on the page one. It's great if you have a Facebook page with lots and lots and lots of followers and fans. Thousands of fans. That helps. When someone is getting ready to buy your business, they want to know that you've put the work in to make it successful before they get there. And that helps you, ask a higher price. So all those things may not add up to a giant higher price, but every little thing helps. So as you're polishing up and getting ready to sell your business, you also want to make sure your online presence is in tip-top shape. So for those of you who are maybe been in the business for a long time and looking to sell as an exit strategy in the next few years, make sure you start now and get that online presence up to date and ready to rock it, so that when somebody looks at all of your assets online, they're blown away and they know that you've done a lot of great work. So the ability to invest in your online presence will translate into a sale someday, and currently in the amount of sales that you currently have. So we talked about getting an appointment with us in all of our videos, and the reason we want to do that is because we love learning more about you. And of course, if it matches up, we might invite you to become a client. We want more clients. We want you to have more clients. So either way, whether you work with us or not, it will be the best 30 minutes you'll ever spend getting some clarity about your business. If we work together, I always am going to say this because this rings so true. It should be true about any business that you're in. You must be deeply committed to taking your home care business to the next level, and you must have the budget to work with us for at least 6 months. Oh my goodness, you can hear all kinds of stuff going on. And you must have the willingness to learn and participate with us as a team. We'll put you in one of the same programs that all of our successful clients sign up for, and we will expect you to fully engage with our team and participate with us over the next 6 months and beyond. Lots of our clients stay with us for years and years and years because they know what we do works and they know it's important, and we want you to be a part of that as well. Excuses are useless and results are priceless. Don't forget that, and don't complain about the things you're not willing to change. So there's a link below this video that will allow you to schedule an appointment with one of us. If you can't see the link for some reason, you can go to ltcsocialmark.com/the-word-better. And when you do that, you will be taken to a little calendar and you can sign up for a time. But don't forget also, there's another form that you have to fill out in order to complete that process, because we want to know a lot about you before we get on the phone. We want to know as much as we can about your website and your online presence and your business and where you want to be, where you want to go. So don't limit your challenges, challenge your limits, and talk to us so we can help make it all better. A better home care business. ltcsocialmark.com/better, or under the video you should be able to see a little bar there or a link that says schedule an appointment. Please do that right now. Thanks. That's video number 2, and we will be moving on to video number 3.